Davey here. Alright, put the dice down and tell me what you're doing. Now this seems pretty simple, but I see so much analysis paralysis in games that it frustrates the hell out of me. Now, analysis paralysis. Simple description is that more players are trying to decide what to do. Okay, so do we touch the door? Do we send the thief in to pick the lock? I touch it with my 10-foot pole. I look for traps. I check every 5 feet. Does anybody have anything in their pack that we can use to help this? And yes, I understand the idea of working together to find a solution to a problem. But sometimes there isn't even the problem that's presented. The characters and the players are creating a problem. Now, sometimes it's the fault of the players, other times it's the fault of the GM. And this can paralyze a game. A simple 20-foot room with a door at the other end can take hours just to get through. And there's nothing in there but dust and dirt. Just get to the open up the damn door. I don't care. As a game master, when I see analysis paralysis, it frustrates me because I've spent so much time making this dungeon full of so many interesting things. I've got a room filled with chemicals and another room where there's orcs playing dice games, and I've got yet another room that if you open it, there's tomes of magic. Damn it, open up the door. Now, let me tell you how we can solve this. Okay? 1, let me blame the game master, the GM, and the DM. I had to learn this back in the 90s. I've been playing since 80, maybe 78, and it took me to the early 90s to have to realize this. As a game master, be aware of what you set your players up to encounter and what kind of die rolls you want them to make. If you constantly having to make perception rolls, check for traps, oh, you better watch out, or you didn't say you were setting up someone to watch in camp. When you start taking advantage of player sensibilities when their characters would clearly be far more prepared for the situation. I have no ability to survive on my own in the wild. But if I play a 3rd level ranger, that damn ranger knows what to do when he's out in the wild. I shouldn't have to remind the game master that I'm setting up a camp, I'm maybe up in the tree keeping watch, I'm keeping my food wrapped up and pulled up in the tree so animals don't smell it. Hey, I'm taking a shit and piss over in the corner because I don't want that smell to waft over my friend. If you're a ranger or druid, those are givens. If your characters if all the characters are like 8th or 9th level, everybody should know what the hell's going on unless there's a specific reason why some of these little minor things would not be taking place. And a game master that takes advantage of players' knowledge, assuming that that's what their characters also know, is being unfair. A dwarf knows stonework, period. You do, as a game master, if you take advantage of a player who's playing a dwarf and says, well, you missed the secret door because you said you weren't searching for it, you're just being an a-hole. And what you're doing is you're creating analysis paralysis. So now that player, every 5 minutes, every 5 feet with that damn 10-foot pole is going to start checking for traps, checking for secret doors, all the way through your adventure. And they're not going to get anywhere. You got to keep it moving. And so here's my suggestion. Okay? Put the dice down. Put them down. As a game master, I want my players to tell me, what are you doing? I can decide whether you're successful or not. If you're a dwarf searching for secret doors, 99% of the time, you know what, you're going to find it. And you know why? If I bother to put a friggin' secret door into an adventure, I want somebody to go ahead and find it. It's not a big deal. As a game master, I'm not there to ensure that you fail. I'm there to ensure that you have a great experience. And if that player feels like they are the star of that show, hey, I'm the one that found this out because I have the ability to do that, I'm going to give it to you. You're the star of the show. You're the hero, okay? At another time, if that same adventure, they go in a cave and they find a room filled with tomes of magic, can the wizard read the stuff in there? Probably, because I'm going to let him read a couple of books because that's awesome. They are the wizard. They're the smart one. Give them a couple of books, stick it in a pack. That can always lead to another adventure. You don't have to start handing out treasure at every time they turn a corner. But what you want to do as a game master is establish that you absolutely realize that your players are the heroes, that they are the main characters in your story, no matter what it is, and that the dice do not completely rule. You want to know what they think and what they want to do, and you as a game master want to facilitate that. And don't ask for die rolls on things that don't require it. If the rogue in the group wants to find a criminal contact in a city, if you're asking for a die roll, you're accepting the fact that as a game master, they may fail. If that important piece of information needs to pass on to those player characters, and the only person that can get there is the rogue, give it to them. Give it to them, because you're going to paralyze your own adventure, because guaranteed everybody's going through this period of time. The dice work against you, and it will be failure after failure after failure. And as the game master now, or dungeon master, you're sitting here going, oh shit, oh man, let's see, 3 characters failed their knowledge roll, but they really need this knowledge to go on. What do I do? Well, damn it, you should have handed it to them from the get-go. Now that they failed 3 rolls, now it looks like you're handing it to them on a platter. No, I like to do it organically. I ask, hey, what's your character doing? Well, hey, as the rogue, I'm going to go to a seedy tavern. Okay, what are you going to do, wizard? Well, I'm going to find the closest shop or tome or library or something like that and go in there. Oh, okay. Well, when you get in there, you meet someone that you knew from before. You start making it personal. You start delving into it. You don't need die rolls, okay? And there's some games that don't use dice at all. I love Everway. It's expensive as all hell. Who knew that would happen? But no dice rolls at all. How do you play a game without dice? Well, you become very interactive. It's a very unique style of game. You can do this with anything, but when I start a game out, if I can't grab the dice, I just start telling people, hey, this is what's going on. This is where you're at. You're captured in prison. What do? You try to get out. Hey, you're in a dinner party. Do you want to talk to any people at the dinner party? And try to pull this out of your players. You want them to interact. You don't want to talk to the top of their heads. I heard this in a podcast, I think from Fear the Boot or something, where he gets frustrated talking to the top of people's heads. They look down on the character sheet to think that something on the character sheet is going to pop up and solve the situation. No, I want to know your opinion. I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice. You know, I'm tired of talking to characters that are just in the dark, sitting in the corner, hood pulled low, and most of their conversations begin and end with grunts. What? Really? Interact with the environment. I pick this up, I pull that, I look at that, I walk around the corner, I sniff this. Let them do it. Let them fill your world with their experiences, because then it'll make you think of things. I didn't think about what that beaker, the liquid in that beaker, would smell like. It smells sweet. The player says, well, I taste some of it. What did it taste? Well, you're like, wow, it wasn't supposed to be a magical potion. Well, it smells sweet, but it tastes like shit. Do I know what it is? No, but you could put it in your pack and save it for later. Here we go with another storyline, okay? Let your players interact with your environment. Let them get sleepy. Let them get tired. Let them have sore feet. Let them feel the summer breeze in the air. Let them see the fireflies and let a butterfly land on their shoulder and hear the birds. Let them interact with your environment, because believe me, it will spark something in your brain as the game master and dungeon master, and create a world that will become very rich and something that all the players will remember. Some people are visual And some people like to hear things, some people like numbers, and you want to give them all of those elements all together so that when your players leave, they will always remember what you've done. Shut up. Tell me what you're doing. Put the dice down. Damn it. Put the dice down. Tell me what you're going to do. Please. Thank you very much.